Appreciate it because at the end of the day we're competitors, and what she's done for us and paved the way to even for us to be here. We're eternally grateful for her.
You know, provided me a lot of grace, but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am.
Kelsey Mitchell's going, what happened? Oh, it's a triple-double for Caitlin. What a reaction by Kelsey.
Wanting to be like them, so I think continuing to uplift and, you know, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
5 seconds into this video, you'll see Caitlin Clark get knocked to the floor with a ref standing right there. 10 seconds in, you'll see another no call that would make any basketball fan's blood boil. By 30 seconds, you'll understand why I'm calling this a secret agenda. I've gathered the most blatant examples of Clark getting fouled with no whistle, plus the hard data on free throw attempts that proves this wasn't just bad luck. The Fever finishing 10th in free throw attempts while having the most heavily guarded rookie in the league. That math doesn't work, and I'm about to show you why.
That Caitlin had ignited a tremendous amount of attention, an incredible phenomenon that very rarely happens, and it certainly...
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let me show you something that will make your jaw drop. Here's Caitlin Clark getting knocked to the ground with the ref standing 5 feet away, doing nothing.
Probably could have given ourselves a little bit better of a chance to try to get it to a game 3 to give our fans an opportunity to cheer us on here at home, and that's kind of what stunk about it, but...
This isn't just a random clip. This happened all season long. When Clark first entered the WNBA, everyone expected her to get the star treatment. The league was experiencing a massive popularity surge because of her. So naturally, people assumed the refs would favor her. Right? Wrong. The reality on the court tells a completely different story. The WNBA hit record viewership numbers this season, with millions of new fans tuning in specifically to watch Clark's rookie campaign. All eyes were on her every move. But while casual viewers were focused on her shooting and passing skills, something strange was happening with the officiating that most people missed. The refs weren't protecting the league's new superstar. They were letting her get hammered game after game. Remember that heated Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky matchup on June 16th? After the game, Angel Reese made some comments that set social media on fire. She said, "I think we went up really strong a lot of times and we didn't get a lot of calls.
She's the biggest star in all of sports, and she's a woman. This is very unique. No woman's ever been asked to carry this burden."
Wanting to be like them, so I think continuing to uplift and, you know, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
And going back looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle. Everyone knew exactly who she was talking about, Caitlin Clark. But here's where it gets interesting. When we actually look at the numbers, they tell the complete opposite story. The special whistle narrative falls apart when you examine the free throw attempts. Clark, who handled the ball more than any other point guard in the league and constantly drove to the basket, wasn't even close to leading the WNBA in trips to the free throw line. Let that sink in for a second. You know what's even crazier? Clark was only averaging 4 free throw attempts per game, despite being the primary ball handler and the most heavily guarded player in the league. Meanwhile, Ajar Wilson was getting 7 free throw attempts per game. Breanna Stewart, 6 per game.
When you talk about greats in this game, you know, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys, like they are putting her in that category, the Diana Taurasi's.
Kelsey Mitchell's going, what happened? Oh, it's a triple-double for Caitlin. What a reaction by Kelsey.
The numbers don't align with this idea that Clark was getting preferential treatment. If anything, they suggest the opposite. The footage backs this up too. I found clip after clip of Clark getting absolutely hammered with no whistle. There's one where she gets hit directly on the arm while shooting, no call. Another shows her driving to the basket and getting completely destroyed. Again, no whistle. And the most shocking part, the refs were often standing just 3 or 4 feet away with a clear view of these fouls. They weren't missing these calls because they couldn't see them. They were choosing not to blow the whistle. Think about it. If Clark truly had this special whistle Reese was talking about, wouldn't the Indiana Fever be among the league leaders in free throw attempts? They had the most marketed player in the WNBA, someone who was constantly attacking the basket and drawing contact. Logic says they should have been near the top of that list, right? Instead, the Fever ranked 10th in free throw attempts across the entire league. 10th! They couldn't even crack the top half. With all the attention Clark was getting from defenders, with all the physical play she faced game after game, her team still ended up in the bottom third of the league in trips to the line. How does that make any sense if she was supposedly getting preferential treatment?
Like, she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid.
You know, provided me a lot of grace, but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am.
What makes this situation even more suspicious is how blatant some of these no calls were. We're not talking about borderline plays that could go either way. These were obvious fouls that any basketball fan could identify from their couch. Clark would get knocked down, bumped, pushed, and hit, all while the ref stood by and watched. The inconsistency was impossible to ignore. I found one clip where Clark takes an elbow to the face while driving. No call. In another game, a defender literally grabs her jersey while she's trying to cut. Again, nothing from the officials. These weren't isolated incidents either. This pattern continued throughout the entire season, game after game. It's especially telling when you consider how close the officials were to these plays. In multiple instances, the ref was standing within arm's length of Clark when she got fouled. They had perfect positioning and unobstructed views of these incidents. Yet somehow their whistles stayed silent.
I appreciate it because at the end of the day, we're competitors, and what she's done for us and paved the way to even for us to be here. We're eternally grateful for her.
Obviously, we see her shooting, we see her passing, we see all that stuff on the floor, but a lot of that comes from a lot of hard work. She's in the gym almost all the time working on her game.
It's hard to chalk that up to just bad luck or coincidence when it happens so consistently. When you look at all the evidence together, it's crystal clear what was happening. And I've got to say, there's something deeply concerning about John Liquid's suggestion of a secret agenda against Clark. The ref's decisions literally make or break seasons, and the WNBA can't afford to ignore this problem. This goes beyond just one player now. The entire credibility of the league is at stake. The refereeing department needs a complete overhaul before next season kicks off. Did you notice this too while watching games? Hit that comment section with your thoughts and share this video if you want the WNBA to finally address what's happening.